Howdy, howdy, hi, everybody. Welcome to the 5th of May, and this is the next ship in the French lineup, the Tier 8 Richelieu. I've got a replay going here for you. This is, I just buying the ship now. You're going to get to see my first battle. And I get to see how this ship fights. And boy, does it fight differently than just about any ship I've ever seen. Notice her main guns are all forward. No main guns aft. Now that's key. That's key. You gotta remember that in this ship, or you are going to get killed. All right, so she's fast, but I'm gonna make her faster. In fact, from what I've read, if you give this ship an engine boost, plus you throw on a Sierra Mike flag, she is one of the fastest ships in the game. Not just Tier 8, in the game. And you're probably going to want that to get the heck out of trouble, because you're going to get in trouble with this ship. It plays so differently than any other ship I've played. Definitely go for the hull upgrade. Yeah, so what? You lose a spotter plane? Big deal. Now, the upgrades here, I gotta admit, I really gotta just roll with the big community contributors here. The ship is laid out, and its armor layout is so unusual that you really have to stick to one play style. So the upgrades are pretty much a no-brainer. For instance, with all your main guns up front, if you lose one, you just lost half your firepower. So you're probably going to want to protect those. Your secondaries aren't bad. They're not that great, but they're not that bad. You just don't want to get into secondary range. But you really want to protect your main guns. So I went with main armaments modification 1. For the next upgrade, there's the engine boost, but she's already pretty fast. Steering gears and propulsion, don't waste your time if you're in a battleship. Use that for cruisers and destroyers. So I went with damage control mod 1. Some folks might not want that, but that's part of the fun. This one I really hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed and hemmed and hawed. Yes, main battery mod 2 would probably help me because the turret traverse is 36 seconds. It's not bad. The reload time's right on par, 30 seconds. Most ships have about that. The dispersion is not so good. So, was I gonna go with aiming or main bad mod 2? I almost went with main battery, but changed my mind at the last moment. Her AA, by the way, at medium range and short range isn't bad. It's lousy at long range. Now this one, I also seriously considered damage control, but I already had damage control 1, and propulsion mod 2 is not really that beneficial. It only helps you up to about 6 knots, but that rudder shift of 21.5 seconds can be definitely improved. So I'm going to go with steering gears mod 2. And for the final, target acquisition would be beneficial, but concealment is even more in this ship. You'll see why in a few minutes here. But I don't have enough silver to buy it, so I got to change out some doubloons. God, I hate doing that. That's expensive. Doubloons are real money. But I can get it now. Alright. That's going to get the concealment way down. Alright, now with captain skills. Got a 3-point captain. Ready to rock. Oh, that this aiming mod up here, I rarely go with that way. Yeah, it does extend your range, but it also opens up your dispersion. So I'll pass on it. Now for captain's, whoops, hold on a minute. What was I thinking? Much better. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Alright, so priority target is cool because it lets you know how many ships are shooting at you. And versatility tells you how many ships are shooting at you, but only if they're long ways away. So, don't waste your money on that one. And a 2-point skill, expert marksman, that will definitely help out the turret traverse. High alert's also a really good one to have. Yeah, maybe on the cruiser. Alright, there we go. Gonna go with expert marksman. Alright, back to port, and now I'm gonna show you why this ship has such an unusual play style. You see your guns, they are all forward, or main guns at least. They're fairly well armored, but a good hit is going to mess them up. So you don't want to lose those. That's why I went with some of the skills that I did go with, some of the upgrades that I went with. But look at this. There's the Citadel. It's above water. Look at how poorly that thing is protected, except there and there. As long as you're nose on to the enemy, you're going to bounce shells. But if you are broadside to an enemy, they're going to mess you up. So you got to stay nose on. You can see back there you've got some decent armor. So all of our guns are facing forward. So if you're running away from the enemy's back behind you, you got to use your rudder to swing the back of your ship out, get your main guns on target, fire, then get back on the rudder and swing your tail back end and turn on your secondaries. Now on top of that, Citadel, you've got some decent stuff, but not enough to save you from plunging fire. Definitely enough to help you if you're nose on. On top of that, you get a little bit more. And on top of that, you get not much, just superstructure armor. Conning tower's protected. And then you do get your outer plating. And that's better than nothing. But overall, with this armor layout, you have got to keep your nose pointed directly at the enemy. So if you got enemy coming in from multiple sides, you're in trouble. You're going to have to decide who is the biggest threat and point your nose towards them. The battle that you're going to see here, my very first one, is I don't think it's fair to say it's going to be like all battles in the way it unfolds, but you'll get to see how the ship works. A 36% chance of starting fires is something I wish I had paid more attention to. You'll see why. There's your AA. You can see medium and short range. It's not bad. Not much for long range. Maneuverability, I got the rudder shift down to 17.2 seconds with a top speed of 32. Oh, that's nice. Then you can see the detectability range I've got on her with the concealment expert. 15.1K with a 21K max range. So Your first shot will be from stealth. But once you fire these guns, everybody's going to know where you are. Alright, so let's see what we can do with the exterior here. I'll just throw them some bonus flags. And she's tier 8. She's going to be expensive to run, so definitely want to do India Bravo. The ship does have some real pros. You got excellent angling potential. Excellent angling defensive potential. Really does. Now her shells, they're fast. So she's easy to stay on target and easy to hit. It's the dispersion that messes you up. Aiming is easy. And really good maneuverability. Really good main battery range. Turret traverse is pretty good. Alright, so here's the first battle. On the bad side of things, main armament coverage on your 6 o'clock position, it's not there. You're going to have to swing that ship around a little bit, just enough to get those guns pointed. If someone's chasing you, your main guns aren't going to do you any good. But then secondaries, they're all facing back, so they can't shoot anybody forward of you. Maybe if you swing the tail out a bit, you'll do all right. Detectability is not so good. They're going to spot you from a ways off. 15 kilometers it was. Now if you take a look at how I spawned over here, I am in the middle of nowhere, which is exactly where I don't want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the engine boost and head over towards B to give myself a little bit more coverage. Also on the downside, those turrets, as you saw, are fairly well protected, but they're also pretty darn big, which makes them easy to hit. So they are going to get damaged, and they are going to get taken out. That's why I went with that upgrade. So this is my very first battle. You're going to see. Oh boy, this is just like any battle I've ever had. Let me zip ahead a bit in the video. Alright, so we've got our first enemy straight down the line, and it's an enemy Richelieu. Okay, that was a lousy shot. He's turning. So the first thing I do is start slowing down, because I know bots have a tendency of charging in. But I am trying to keep well angled on him. Here comes his shells. He hit me, not even 1 point of damage done. Not even one. Ha! Well, I did about 1,000. That's kind of disappointing. That's better. Still, I've got to do much better than that. So I'm staying angled. Took out a turret. I don't believe it that fast. So I'm going to just heal that. That was half my firepower. Alright, let's see what this one does. Basically nothing. I'm perfectly angled. And he bounced every shot. On a good hit, an AP shell can do up to 11,000 damage. Alright, so this cruiser is a better target for me. He's at my broadside. He can really hurt me. So I am going to send some shells his way. Meanwhile, the enemy Richelieu is just bouncing shells. Wow. I bounced a shell off a cruiser. That is unbelievable. Oh, he's turning a bit. All right, maybe I can take advantage of him here. He missed. Haha. Well, I am whittling him down. Not nearly as much as I had hoped. Now I am backing up. That replay color changed twice. That was weird. Okay, that was the cruiser. The cruiser set me on fire. So I've designated him for my secondaries. Yeah, there's a nice 8,000 point chunk. Secondaries are working on him too. Meanwhile, I am backing up. If you look down at the mini-map, you'll see why. This guy's got to go. Thank you. If I had been thinking a little bit clearer, I would have loaded AP. Okay, I took out one of his guns. Nice. They'll probably fix that. Really, high explosive, it was the way to go. I just wasn't thinking clearly. Only did 1,000. That darn enemy cruiser's doing, or that friendly cruiser's doing more damage to this guy than I am. I am slowly whittling him down. Not nearly as much as I should be, though. There, my secondaries lit him on fire and he can't put it out. Ha ha! That's nice, 4,300 damage. You can see that a lot of my shells are not doing very much. They're just bouncing off of him. That gives you a good idea of what happens when you're in a Richelieu if you keep your nose pointed at an enemy. And this guy is a threat, but it's amazing how many shells he's bounced. So here's a low shot. Wow. They all bounced. I really should be loading high explosive right about now. And I'm backing up as fast as I can, because he's right on me. Took out his guns again. Cool. Okay, this guy is a more immediate threat because he is shooting at my broadside. He has got to go. That was a nice chunk of damage, but these torps are going to finish him. Yeah. Oh, you turned broadside to me. Oh, this is so cool. Goodbye. All right, my very first battle in the Richelieu. You can see that this ship, you really have to play it differently. Hey, I took third place. I don't believe it. That's nuts. I wonder what everybody else was doing. Anyway, you can see that this battle probably wasn't a fair representation of what's going to happen all the time out there when you're driving this ship. But you can definitely see where the strengths and the weaknesses lay with this ship. So, that's it. Stay safe, have fun. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Bye.